Hey guys, what's up? I'm Just for MLB Baseball Blogs, here with Tim from the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. Tim, say what's up?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Hey, so we're just here to cover some Chicago Cubs. This is my first ever 30 teams, 30 recap special from all the teams in MLB. Tim, how much do you know about the Cubs right now? What are you looking about?
I know quite a bit about the Cubs. I can tell you quite a bit about the Cubs. They had a poor first half last season and came on strong second half with their new manager.
I think with the acquirements this year for the Cubs, I think that it's going to be a decent season, but they're not going to live up to the expectations. So let's talk about their minor leaguers right now. Tim, who do you got off at number 1? I have Brett Jackson. Do you have Brett Jackson at number 1?
I'm looking at a magazine. I have him at number 2. I got Chris Archer at number 1. He's a right-handed pitcher. He's supposed to. I heard he was pretty bad when he was with the Indians, but he got traded to the Cubs. To me, this guy is a boom or bust type player. He's either going to be a tremendous pitcher or he's going to be one of these guys you never hear about.
Yeah, it says at the Arizona Fall League, he touched at 100 miles an hour in one relief role. So it's pretty much, he is kind of bad, I heard, but reaching 100 miles an hour, that's pretty good. I mean, Aroldis Chapman can do it. Let's see what Chris Carpenter can do. I mean, it's not the Chris Carpenter St. Louis Cardinals, but I'm not comparing this guy to Aroldis Chapman. But that is pretty impressive to reach 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, for sure. I think even if he's not a starter, he could be a reliever.
Yeah. I mean, he's not going to be in the bullpen this year, as of right now. He's probably going to be a late call-up to the Cubs. I think when the Cubs start saying they're not going to go anywhere, I think that's when they start bringing up their AAA, AA guys just to have a chance in the majors and just start getting appearances. So I think that's what's going to happen with Chris here.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, so we're on our number 2.
Looking at the Cubs' key acquisitions now, let's look to a few guys. I'm looking at bringing back Kerry Wood in the bullpen. He's obviously there for a long time. Went to the Yankees last year. Now he's back, or went to the Indians and the Yankees last year. Now he's back. He has good stuff. If he can stay healthy, he should be good. Carlos Pena had a down year with the Rays last year. Signed for 1 year, $10 million. He's got tremendous power. And I guess you could call Blake DeWitt somewhat of an acquisition because I think this will be his first year starting there.
Yeah. Going back to Kerry Wood, he had a split season with Cleveland last year and with the New York Yankees. He's coming back to Chicago. I think, when was the last time he was with Chicago? Wasn't it the 1998 season? Or I don't know. I haven't really followed Kerry Wood.
The last time he was with Chicago was 2009. No, 2008.
Yeah, because I didn't really.
Deal with the Indians.
I seriously did not follow Kerry Wood. I only saw that 18 strikeout game. I think that was the last time they saw him. But I'm really off with Kerry Wood. I saw him make an appearance with the Yankees a couple of times. I really like how he was throwing, but I think it's just time that he returned. He's not. I always thought that he was going to be the closer, but with Carlos Marmol as the closer, I actually thought that Kerry Wood should have been the closer. I think Carlos Marmol should be the setup role. Tim, do you think that Kerry Wood should be the closer, or should they stick with Carlos Marmol?
Marmol's got great stuff. I think if he can completely figure it out as closer, he's going to be a good closer. I mean, you're not going anywhere with Kerry Wood. He's 33 or 34 years old. He has trouble staying healthy, so Marmol would end up being the closer anyway. So yeah, I think Marmol is fine as closer.
Yeah. Kerry Wood last season, he was 3-4 with a 3.3 ERA, and he had 46 innings pitched with the split season with the Indians and the Yankees.
He was tremendous with the Yankees. I'm reading off from the Yankees. He was 2-0, 0.69 ERA in 24 games, so he was pretty good with the Yankees.
Pretty good. And now we're talking about, we got the new acquirement, Carlos Pena. I'm actually gonna miss Carlos Pena in a Rays uniform. I like watching him hit. He was just pretty much beast. As we said before, Tim, that we don't really see that the Rays they're gonna be in last place. I had the Orioles in 3, just like you said. Do you think that he was the key player besides Evan Longoria in the Rays team?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this guy's gonna have a tremendous year this year with the Cubs because he's going to a home run friendly ballpark and he can hit the ball a mile. He had a down year last year. He's never been someone that's going to hit average, but he only hit 196 last season with 28 home runs and 84 RBIs. I think the Cubs can live with the 28 home runs. They need to average up to like 250 somewhere around there. I think he could hit 35, potentially even 40 home runs going to that stadium in Wrigley Field where the wind blows out.
Yeah, I'm kind of like right now, if you guys saw my last video with the Baltimore Orioles, Mark Reynolds pretty much had the same batting average. I'm actually comparing those two last year. They were both big home run hitters, but what happened to Mark Reynolds, he broke his own record for most strikeouts in a season. I mean, that's just embarrassing to do, but it's baseball, and I guess that you have to hit that ball. But I think I'm just comparing their batting averages together. So, what did you think about Mark Reynolds? Just to get off the topic of the Cubs, what did you think about Mark Reynolds last season, if you followed him?
Yeah, I mean, Mark Reynolds is what he is. He's a tremendous power hitter, and he's going to strike out a lot. He swings to the fence every time, and if you saw, he can hit a home run from anywhere. He's going to strike out 200 times a year. That's just part of it, but if you have a good rest of the lineup, average-wise, Mark Reynolds is a nice guy to have.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want him up with 2 outs, though, because he might strike out. That's part of it, the deal. But he can also take a 3-0 game and give you a 3 tie or 4-3 lead.
Yeah, I mean, he put up some big numbers in the home run and in the RBI section, but his batting average was just terrible. Same as Carlos Pena. He had 28 home runs last season with 84 RBIs. I mean, but Mark Reynolds, I think he hit about 35, 34 home runs, and he had pretty much had the same area around 84, 85 RBIs last season. So they were pretty much compared last season. So their only key loss for the Chicago Cubs team was Xavier Nady. Was Xavier Nady one of the key guys that they had to keep maybe as a backup role at first, or was it times that he had to leave?
Xavier Nady hasn't been healthy since really he was in his first season with the Yankees. That season he split with the Pirates and Yankees, so I don't think that's too big of a loss. He didn't play a major role for them last year.
Yeah, now he's with the Diamondbacks as the starting first baseman. I mean, the Diamondbacks don't have Adam LaRoche or Mark Reynolds anymore. So they have to go to these guys who can play for like a small amount of money. So I just don't really see that the Cubs are going to do anything, but it's like they're going to be maybe they're going to be standing in 4th place. Oh, Tim, where do you have him at?
I have him in 4th place too. Let's look over to the pitching staff now.
Alright.
Carlos Zambrano had a horrible first half of the season, came back strong second half. Ryan Dempster didn't have a tremendous season last year, if I can recall correctly. Looking at his stats, it's 15-12 with a 3.85 ERA. That's decent, but they need him to be better than that. Randy Wells, Carlos Silva, they're good pitchers, but you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, we left out another key acquirement. We got Garza coming in. He's going to be maybe the 3rd guy in the rotation because Ryan.
No, I think he'll be second, maybe
even
first. I mean, Garza's a tremendous pitcher. He had a bad season last year, at least by his terms, but he's a very good pitcher.
Yeah, because Ryan Dempster's been named the opening day starter. I think he pretty much deserves it because he's been with the team for so long. Carlos Zambrano's been named number 2. They said they'll send Randy Wells down maybe to the last pitcher in the rotation and put Garza in at Randy Wells' number 3 spot. I mean, Carlos Silva, rumors were going around MLB that Carlos Silva was getting scouted by the New York Yankees because the Yankees still need that number 5 guy.
Yeah, well, that shows how desperate the Yankees are, but whatever.
Carlos Silva had that fight with the Ramos Ramirez in the dugout during
that's right.
I think it was last season. So it was last week versus I don't know what team. So Carlos Silva, do you think you'll see him in the Cubs uniform by opening day or by the end of the trading deadline or by the time trading deadline starts?
I'm not sure. He'll probably still be their opening day. They'll probably waive him at the trade deadline, and he'll probably get picked up by someone. They might release him. I'm not sure exactly how much he's owed this season, but what I do know is he's not going to be a huge part of the Cubs this season, I don't think. And if he is, it's going to be either in the bullpen or as the 5th starter.
Yeah, he had a great season last year. He had 10-game win. He lost 6 games. ERA was sort of high, not that high, at a 4.22. How many wins are you predicting that he's going to do? How many wins do you think he's going to make? in Carlos Silva.
You know, I'm not sure quite about the wins, but what I know is 4.22 or whatever is not a good ERA. So I don't think they're losing a ton. What I do know is that they need Randy Wells to have a better season this season, as he only had 8-14. And I mean, 8-14 you can live with if the ERA is lower, but obviously the ERA was terrible last season at 4.20 something. So they need the ERAs to come down from this pitching. That's one of the big things this team really needs.
Yeah, they really got to concentrate. They don't have Tom Gruzzolani, who really did not do anything. He went on to go, I think it was traded over to the Nationals, and the Nationals who got your guy, Jason Worth from the Phillies. I think he was your guy. I think you're more of a Worth fan. I don't know what's going on with you and Philadelphia.
No, I'm a much bigger Howard fan.
So you're a Howard fan more than Worth?
I like Worth, but I'm not a huge Worth fan. I mean, he was part of the Phillies, and I liked him because of that. I'd rather have Cliff Lee than Jason Worth, though.
Yeah, everybody would take Cliff Lee.
Yeah.
So let's just round this out with our batting order for the Chicago Cubs this season. Right now, Kosuke Fukudome is going to be my number one. At number two, we got rookie sensation Starlin Castro. I think he had a good season last year. At number three, we got Aramis Ramirez. At number four, we got Carlos Pena. At number five, at center field, Marlon Byrd. At number six, and playing left, we got Alfonso. Then at catcher, we got Giovanni Soto. Then batting in the last spot, or in the eighth spot, we got Blake DeWitt. And then we got that pitcher. Tim, would you agree to that, or would you have something else?
Yeah, I would agree to that. I'm not exactly quite sure what the exact order is. I'm only looking at the players. Just going through a few things with the players. Obviously, I touched on Pena. Aramis Ramirez has had a couple down seasons. He's in his contract year. We'll have to see there. Giovanni Soto had a tremendous rookie year and hasn't really lived quite up to what we thought he was going to be. We'll have to see if he can do big stuff. Starlin Castro batted 300 and 125 games last season. He was a solid player, but it was only 125 games. We'll have to see what he's able to do throughout a full season. Blake DeWitt was once a huge prospect for the Dodgers and just kind of got beaten out by Jeff Kent and then Orlando Hudson and a few guys. But he has a chance here, really, as long as they don't decide to go in the Luis Castillo direction, to be the starter and get a whole season. In left field, Alfonso Soriano hasn't been horrendous. I gotta check out what his numbers were from last season. 258 with 24 home runs, but he's not worth what he's getting paid. Fukudome has kind of been a disappointment, and Marlon Byrd's a pretty solid player. He started with the Phillies. He's ended up being a pretty good player. 293, 12 home runs. He was an all-star last season, but he doesn't blow you away either. I mean, overall, the Cubs lineup, a lot depends on what Carlos Pena does.
Yeah, if you had to give him a letter grade for their batting order, I would give him maybe with the key requirement with Carlos Pena, I'd give him maybe a C+ at the best. I mean, Blake DeWitt, if they were to get Luis Castillo, I think Blake DeWitt's already going to be the backup because Luis Castillo has those games and then he doesn't have those games. I mean, as you guys see with the Mets, he was just a downward spiral for the Mets. I mean, they just had to get rid of him. He's also due $6 million this year, so pretty much Tim.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the grade thing, there's so many questions for the Cubs. You're not quite sure what Giovanni Soto's going to do. You're not sure what Aramis Ramirez is going to do. You're not sure what Fukudome, Soriano, Pena. I mean, the whole lineup really is a lot of questions. So, I mean, it's tough to give them a letter grade at this point because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. So, guys, that is pretty much it. That is our little talk about the Chicago Cubs, the 30 teams and 30 recaps. I would like to thank Tim for coming on the show. Thank you so much, Tim, for stopping by.
No problem. You'll see me on this show a lot this year.
I'm pretty sure. Hopefully you will. I'm Justin. That's Tim from the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Report. You guys have a great week and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace.